This is Fantasy Baseball Today from CBSSports.com.
Here we go with your phone calls, 877-627-9777. Lines are full today. Chris in Columbia, South Carolina. Kick it off, my friend. What do you got for us?
Hey, I just wanted to see if I could get a consistency on a few positions I have, at least two. Would you go with Belt or LaRoche for the rest of the year?
I'd go with Coco Crisp, personally.
Belt
Belt or LaRoche, rest of the season, guys.
Belt.
Baby giraffe.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. And I went with Lucroy for catcher all year, and of course benched him right when he decided to score.
Mm-hmm.
But now I have a choice of Lucroy, Gattis, and Castro. Who would you choose for the rest of the year for that?
I'm ruling Castro out, and then what is the format?
Gattis and Lucroy.
Oh, yeah. What's the format of your league?
Gattis is going to start getting a lot more time, I think.
I agree with that. I would go with Lucroy. I mean, I'm wondering what the format is, because if it's Roto, I'd be tempted to go with Gattis.
No, it's 10 heads up.
Yeah, I would release Castro and pick someone else up. You only need really. The problem with Gattis is he complicates things because you don't know what's going to be happening with him like mid-July.
But
He could be playing every day.
Lucroy or Gattis?
I would say Lucroy, but I'd hold on to Gattis. But I would also release Castro. I don't think you need three catchers in a one-catcher format.
Or since he's hot, trade him.
that
if you
too.
can.
Oh, Craig in Chicago.
Yeah.
What's up, Craig?
Not much. How you doing, guys?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I have a couple of questions for Al and Nando, and then I'll hang up and listen. They come from the podcast this morning that I listened to, and it was great as always.
Thanks, Craig.
And Al, you said something on there that, and I think Nando's going to agree, that you wouldn't trade Pujols for Goldschmidt, which I found surprising because I look at health and career trajectory, and I think I really like Goldschmidt. And then, Nando, you were asking for people to look through your rankings and see something that might be off, and I just wanted to know why you're so low on Matt Carpenter.
Oh, Craig, go back and check. I got your tweet before the show. I gave him a little nudge.
But, so I didn't get a tweet back. So you have him at 88 for outfielders in Roto, and he's number one in runs. So I just wanted to hear your thoughts. Thanks, guys. Great show.
Thank you, Craig. All right, you want to deal with the first
So
one
I'll
first?
sure.
Pujols for Goldschmidt. Neither of you would have taken that trade.
We would rather have Pujols.
Yeah,
Right,
sorry.
yeah.
Neither of you would have given
I
up
think
Pujols.
you've
for
got the
Goldschmidt.
rankings up there. I think I've got Goldschmidt 7th, Pujols 3rd. I need to reevaluate Pujols because I could see maybe dropping him to 4th or 5th. Maybe.
That's exactly how I have
He
it.
did. He caught fire after a bad April. I'd expected that to carry over a little bit longer, which is now why I'm a little bit worried. But to drop him from 3rd to 7th or lower, I'm not sure that would elevate Goldschmidt at this point. I mean, remember, it's first base. A guy to be top 7 or 8 at first base, that's still a very, very good offensive player.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think after I would look at it more deeply, I still think that there's still enough left in the tank for Pujols not to drop him that far.
And you, sir, with Matt Carpenter?
I had him a little low in third. Actually, I had him in a decent spot in third base head-to-head. Craig had issue with where I had him in Roto, I think. So I moved him up to like 22nd, I think. In the outfield, though, yeah, third base. I had a Euclid and some of the other stragglers. But outfield, I think I'm going to leave him where he is. I know he's scoring a lot of runs. I know he has the versatility, but there are just so many other players I like ahead of him that, I might even like Ethier ahead of Carpenter.
All right, Rob in Tarpon Springs, Florida, our next caller. Rob, what's your question today?
Hey, how are you guys? Buenos Tuesday to you.
Thank
You
you
too,
very
Rob.
much. Buenos.
All right. I've got
yes.
a pitching question for you. 10-team league, heavily pitching favorable scoring-wise. My question for you is, do I pick up little Scotty Kazmir and cross my fingers, scared to death to use him on a 2-start week, or do I pick up something a little more sound and stable, in my opinion anyhow, like a Bud Norris or a Jared Parker? That would be my question for you.
This is an Al inner struggle question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I was having the inner struggle right there while I was talking. I probably would go with Kazmir at this point because it's not that he's beyond sitting or leaving on waivers. I know I've talked a lot about on the show about I picked him up, invested fab money in him in some leagues, and so I really want to give him a chance. I don't think he's done anything to this point yet for me to drop Kazmir. Given those options, I'm still not buying into Bud Norris. I know he's been pretty good lately. Parker, I'm more interested in, but I'm not sure that the upside there is really any better than Kazmir's.
I think the downside might be a little less drastic with Parker, though.
Agreed.
But although the start of the season, Parker wasn't the most stable of pitchers, he was getting hammered pretty hard.
Yeah.
And he was walking a lot of guys. It hasn't done that quite as much. Which I'm happy about.
But
that.
a two-start Straley against a one-start Parker is kind of tough because that's what I meant. Two-start Kazmir.
Two-start Straley, not tough.
I was thinking Straley with Parker. I have him paired in my head for some reason.
It's the uniforms.
By the
That
way,
must be it.
it's officially Joe Polito Day because he's informing us, and I knew this, Joe. I muttered it under my breath. Okay, Tuesday is Martes. We got that in Espanol. Lawrence in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. What's up, Lawrence?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Love your show.
Thank you very much, man.
I was calling just to have a couple pitchers on my team. I'm trying to assess what their expectations are for the rest of the year. And unfortunately, to this point, I've had Cole Hamels, who's obviously been pretty horrendous, and Ubaldo Jimenez. Realistically, can I expect from these guys? Seems like Ubaldo's been turning it on lately. What should I reasonably expect as far as performance rest of the season?
Okay, I've done a lot of thinking about Hamels lately. I had him ranked 6th going into this week, just for the week, not rest of season, although I don't think I have him ranked much lower than that rest of season. And definitely got some feedback on that because a lot of people are just looking at the season stats, which are ugly. But you take away the first 2 starts, which were on all levels, the peripheral level, the surface level, just bad. Okay, and then the most recent start where Hamels got hammered. Hard for me to say.
That works.
In between that was a low 3s ERA. It's like a 3.28 with good peripherals, good Hamels-like peripherals. So, whenever you see at this point of the season where there's been enough starts and there's a couple of starts skewing things, I don't worry. I don't worry about that too much. Again, I mentioned earlier, Justin Verlander, the stats don't look great full season, but he had one little bad stretch.
Yeah, you know whose stats look bad full season? Ubaldo Jimenez. I can't.
They still do look bad full season.
I can't. I did the Sirius XM show this morning, and they're trying to convince me that Jimenez is great. Let's pick up Jimenez, and Ronas agreed. I can't do it. I can look, and he can have 10 great games in a row, giving up 1 run and striking out 8, and I would still say, Lawrence, drop him while you still can,
or trade him while you can.
or trade him while you still can. While you still can.
Yeah,
he's a mess of a pitcher, and I think that 2009 season that he had, aberration.
Hey, can I answer one more question?
Sure.
Regarding one more completely unrelated player, Andrelton Simmons on the Braves. I see this guy only has 1 steal, and I thought his track record in the minor leagues suggested he had a lot more speed than that. Is there any particular reason why the Braves are running less, or that he's only running to the extent he has run to this point in the season? Can we expect more stolen bases going forward?
Overrated.
Oh, come on, dude. You know what? We tried to make a trade in tout yesterday.
Yeah.
And he was asking me for speed. I'm like, well, I got Andrelton Simmons. And he's like, are you kidding me? He has 1 steal. In my head, Andrelton Simmons is a steals guy, so I'm expecting more steals to come.
But you know what? Freddie Gonzalez, at least in recent years, has not been a manager that's really been aggressive with that because, I've looked at it too, been disappointed with Simmons and wondering what's going on with that. I don't have a lot of hope there because if Simmons isn't giving you the steals, he's not really worth owning outside of NL only.
Well,
he's averaging.
No, I would say all of our roto leagues, which are deep 30-man rosters where you have to have a shortstop and a middle infielder, he's definitely going to be owned in that format.
Well, I may want to replace him.
Because looking at the waiver wire, I don't remember. I lost a shortstop for this week, whoever it was, or a middle infielder. I had to go with Brian Dozier. So you're going to have Simmons over that.
Brian Dozier's had a pretty good week.
But you're still going to go with Simmons over Dozier.
Okay, I wasn't okay. That was an overreaction on my part, but he's definitely not anybody that I'm really pursuing in a standard or a shallow league, to be sure. If I've got him, you're right. If I'm looking at waivers, I'm not going to find anything better, and then maybe because there is the hope for steals and a good average, that I wouldn't just toss him away.
All right, let me do some quick math here. 12, 16, 23, 26. 27 games as a leadoff hitter, 26 games everywhere else. He scored 19 runs as a leadoff hitter. He has scored 9 runs in the other 26 games.
But he's back to leadoff.
Yeah, that's the thing. You need him to be leadoff to have value, or as much value as he could have, because he's got to score runs. Which is one of the reasons I liked him going into the year, is because I thought he was going to score a lot of runs hitting leadoff.
The thing, it's not terrible for him if he's batting 8th, and then you got the pitcher, and then B.J. Upton, if he ever swings back around and they have him batting first, he's capable of driving in runs, and the rest of the lineup.
He scored 2 runs in 7 games batting 8th.
Well, it's not optimal for him. I'd rather see him. The reason I liked him was because he's batting leadoff, and he'll get driven in a ton by that lineup.
Sure.
But 8th on the Braves, especially if Upton, if Schaefer's batting first, forget it. But if Upton's batting first, it's not the worst of scenarios.
Ben in Palo Alto is our next caller. Ben, what's your question?
Hi, guys. I'm looking for pitching right now. I have way too many catchers. I'm thinking about dropping Gattis for Gausman. What do you guys think about that? I have Luke Roy and Montero as well.
Miguel Montero, right?
Yes, exactly.
Dropping Gattis for Gausman.
There aren't too many situations where I would be okay with dropping Gattis. I think this would be one of them.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ben. Our next caller, Jason from Fresno. Our phone number is 877-627-9777. Out to the West Coast again. And Jason, what's going on, man? What's your question?
Hey, what's up, guys? Love the show. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks, dude.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm in a 12-man points league head-to-head. My question for you guys, buy or sell, Dominic Brown, Jay Bruce, and Alex Gordon finishes top 15 outfielders.
All right, Brown, Bruce, and Gordon, top 15 in points.
I will sell, buy, sell. How about that?
Oh, it's not just a package.
Well, that would be sell. That would be unfair.
I'm going to go sell, buy.
You're selling
Gordon,
Brown, you're buying
top
Bruce
15?
and Gordon.
And Gordon is top 15 in a points league. Yes.
I think he's maybe top 25 in a points league, because all he does is hit doubles all day long. 50 doubles, almost a lock. 45. But, yeah, I can't put him in the top 15 yet. Not with, the emergence of Chu and some of the other guys coming up. Harper could come back and start smashing the ball.
Are you looking at the rankings?
I'm looking at the rankings. I mean, look, you've got him 22nd, Alex Gordon, we're talking about here. So just to clarify, we're selling Dominic Brown, especially in points where walks to strikeouts matter. But we're buying Jay Bruce, top 15. Nando's selling Alex Gordon. You have him 22nd. Al, you have Alex Gordon 11th. So you're buying it. Some very good names ahead of Gordon. Chris Davis, Giancarlo Stanton, Holiday, Adam Jones, Alan Craig, Mark Trumbo.
That's the problem.
Ben Zobrist, and then you get to Gordon. So it's not like he's that bad. It's not going to be that much worse than those guys.
If Brown, at this point, I don't care about the strikeouts. If Brown is hitting if he hits 35 home runs and steals 20 bases, that's a top 15 outfielder, even with the strikeouts taken away, I think.
All right, let's pick it up here a little bit. We got some more calls to get to before we go to break. Greg from Tulsa. What's going on, Greg? What can we help you with?
Hey, guys. What's going on? Hey, just a quick question. 2 call-ups I know that are getting ready to hit, Will Myers and Zack Wheeler. And I'm wondering, of the 2, which do you guys think will produce better for the season?
I think
which one's worth the pickup?
If I had to choose between them, I'd choose Myers. I think Wheeler could be sort of mediocre in WHIP, and actually ERA too. And I'm not sure the Mets will give him a whole lot of run support. I don't worry about the Ks too much with Wheeler, but I think Myers could just flat out rake.
I keep going back and forth on this because Myers, as good as he could be, I think there's a chance you could see him hitting 240 with 10 home runs by the time the year is over. Whereas Wheeler could just go on kind of a crazy Matt Harvey-ish run and do well. I mean, it's a tough call. I think I'd still go with Myers with the possibility that I might have fumbled on Wheeler, 2 months down the road.
Next call is in Omaha. It's Nathan, who's probably getting all pumped up for the College World Series. Nathan, what's up, man?
Got it, guys. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking my call.
You got it, man.
Calling with your thoughts on Ben Zobrist. I got him at shortstop in a 16-team head-to-head league. Hitting under 250. He's on pace for single-digit home runs and steals. You think big second half, or should I start scouting guys like Nick Franklin in Seattle? Maybe trade him while I can.
Okay. Zobrist, we did this a few weeks ago. He wasn't as bad as people thought. Head-to-head, 1, 2, 3. He's the 6th best shortstop in points leagues. I mean, barely ahead of Elvis Andrus. It's actually quite bunched up from like 4 to 10. But he hasn't really been as bad as people think. But what do you guys think? The numbers could certainly be better. Will he have a surge in the second half?
I think the numbers will be better, which is just going to fortify his position in the rankings and he can break from a lot of that pack because, I certainly did see him as being close to elite and separating himself from the pack at the position. And we've seen this from Zobrist before, where he is a bit streaky and has gotten off to slow starts. So I'm not concerned yet.
I'm with Al.
All right, how about this?
What,
No, how about this? This is crazy. I didn't
would you like to
realize
host a show? Or,
I didn't. I am. The top three shortstop in points, Segura, Tulowitzki, and Everett Cabrera are ahead of the pack. J.J. Hardy is number 4. Jimmy Rollins is number 12. They are separated by. Ian Desmond is number 12. They're separated by 20 points, 4 through 12.
That's
so it's
impressive.
very bunched up.
That's interesting. And Desmond's another guy who I expect to perform better than he has so far.
I would love to scoop up Desmond in every possible league right now.
Yeah.
All right, AB in St. Louis, our next caller. AB, what is your question today?
Hey, what's up, guys? I got two pretty weak links on my staff, and I'm looking to dump Miley. And just thought maybe what you guys think about Wheeler, Gausman, pick up Beachy and hold. What do you guys think? I think Miley's dumpable right now?
Yeah, I do. And I'd go Gausman out of those options. I think they're all pretty good ones, so you can't really go wrong. But sure, I'd drop Miley for Gausman.
I'm with Al. That's cool.
All right, AB, thank you very much for the call. 877-627-9777. We'll try to take your calls a little bit later on in the show. When we come back, we're talking roster trends here on Fantasy Baseball Today.